Hard Truth Monday got 10 for you today, and for the number one, prepare to be underwhelmed. Let's talk about that. Hey guys, as always, a big good to each of y'all. Last week we had a great time on a Hard Truth Monday talking about how we are much more likely to die in a house fire than we are in a firefight. So maybe we should change the batteries in our smoke detectors and worry a micrometer, is that the right word? A little bit less, a smidge less about our bedside Rudy Tooties and our concealed carry. Doesn't mean they're not important, but sometimes we focus on the wrong things. And that was a hard truth. Had a great conversation with y'all down below last week. I want to go a step further today, and I'm going to give you 10 things that I do. Now, I really do these whenever I leave the nest. We're pretty protected at home, but we go out sometimes when the little baby bird leaves the nest. We go out in the community. We're a little more vulnerable, and I open with that number one's going to be a little underwhelming. Yeah, it will be. But if you're not careful, I might make you think today. I know I've been thinking about these as well. So buckle up, here we go. What team are you? Choose your team wisely. I'm doing this without notes. See if I can do this. Team Awesome Possum, Team Smooth Operator, he's the sloth, Team Trash Panda, or Team Drama Llama. Links to all four are right down below. Choose carefully. Choose. We'll see. Thank you to each of y'all for every thumbs up. All right. Let me use a, what do they call that? A 2-bit word or a 50-cent word? It's not really a word, it's an effect, the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's the idea, now you may have never heard of that, some of you have. It's the idea, and even if you disagree with this, it's true. It's one of those things, like you can say, hey, the earth isn't round. Well, it is. So it doesn't matter whether you agree or disagree. It's just an effect that's pretty well documented that we all have and we all do to one degree or another. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's the idea that we overestimate our own competency. How good are you in a specific situation? We tend to overestimate it. We also have an unwillingness to look at our incompetency and go, you know what, I'm not that great. Let me give you a simple example. A young person starts driving, 16 years old. By 17 and a half, that young man feels very confident. He's got that much competence. And because of that competence, he has that much confidence. He starts driving with the leans, doing 20, 25 over. I got this. And he ends up, tumbling, whatever disaster you want to say. He overestimates his ability behind the wheel. However, the phrase, the more you know, the more you realize what you don't know. And that's true. Like the more you end up learning about driving, you realize, I better be careful out here because there's all sorts of crazy people out here. We do this in every area of our lives, including this one. You give somebody, a couple lessons, they're like, man, I got this. And they'll get on forums and start arguing over 9mm versus 380 versus 45 because they've been shooting now for a whole 6 months. I'm not here to go, hey, you don't know what you're doing. I'm here to say this guy and those guys and girls out there, all of us, we overestimate our competencies. Because of that, I want us to think, and I've been thinking about how I do things. I bought this week for the home a big, massive water filter that can, and a lot of extra filters that can get me through a long time. Because I looked at how I was doing things and I'm like, probably should change. Here's a list of 10 things that I do when I leave the nest. Major caveat. This is not prescriptive. What works for me doesn't work for you where you live or your day-to-day. There's a lot about vehicles in here. Some of y'all don't have cars. Even if you don't drive, you choose not to drive, or you don't drive, or you live on a farm and you're always at the farm. These do apply to you somehow if you can extrapolate what I do and think about your own self. All right, that was a lot of words. Let's do 10 things I do on a Hard Truth Monday. Again, not prescriptive. Number 10, whenever I'm traveling, I do the gray man thing a little extra. I extra gray man when I'm out there. I think a lot more. I would never wear this shirt in an airport, even though it's just laser beams. What hat am I got on? This one I probably wouldn't worry too much about, but I've got some like the Awesome Possum with the big AK. I'm not wearing that in an airport. I'm not wearing that in a city. I just don't want to invite unwanted attention. Number 9, I always keep my keys with me. They are always with me. If I leave this studio, just to go around the corner to have a holy taco, I have my keys with me, and I learned that the hard way about 5 years ago, and I got stuck out. There was a fire alarm went off in a building. I went outside and I was stuck. I've never, maybe never not had my keys with me. If I'm walking, if I'm out there, my keys are with me. Don't leave them in your desks at work and then run around the office. Be able to get home at a moment's notice. Number 8, new tires. I know it's a tough one, but I do much better at my age now than I did when I was in my 20s, keeping good tires on the vehicle. Number 7, in the wintertime, specific for wintertime, is when I leave the house, I have warm clothes and walking boots, something warm, so I can get home. I one time had to walk 3.5 miles home, got the car stuck in a ditch, and there was nobody around out in the country, and I was toasty warm. Learned that one from Dad. Number 6, my gas light. Ooh, I hate saying this. Almost. I have to say the word almost. My gas light almost never comes on. Keep your gas in your car, people. Be able to get home. It's important. Number 5. Okay, this is very specific. What works for you? I don't know, but I always back my car in. I always try to back my car in. I am out. Somebody tries to block me in. I'm not backing out, especially if we're in a fast situation. We got to get somewhere super fast. Had caffeine this afternoon, can you tell? Number 4, I don't want to spend long on this. Defensive driving. People are crazy. Be careful. Defensive driving. I probably should go take a driving class. I really want to. Number 3, this is a phrase. I don't know where I picked this up, but I use it all the time, and the people around me, a few have picked this up as well. Head on a swivel. Boy, I'm watching all the time. I'm using windows across the street. I'm walking downtown here a lot, and I'm using the windows across the street in the stores and looking behind me. If I see somebody coming, I just casually, I'll cross the street and ease on. And just nothing crazy. I don't send off any alarm bells. Head on a swivel. Always situational awareness. People. Number 2, carry everywhere. Okay, not literally everywhere. You can't carry on a plane. But other than that, unless you're going to the courthouse and through metal detectors, everywhere. But nope. That's what I do. It's not prescriptive. Do whatever you want to, Alice. All right, this one's going to be underwhelming. Number 1, the number 1 thing that I do, it's important. This is my number 1. I hydrate. A lot of problems happen with the human body. I eat too much cheese. I eat too much Mexican food. I eat too much Italian food. But boy, I hydrate. And I think that's important. That's one thing that I'm doing nonstop. I drink a ton of water. 10 things that I do. What do you think? Let me know right down below. Get us thinking today and teach me something. Teach me something down there below. What am I missing? Those are 10 things. There's maybe 100 things I do every single day of my life that's got me thinking. Hard Truth Monday. Glad you're here. I might be a little spotty this week. We'll see. I don't know how much I'm going to get done this week. A lot going on, but I hope to be here on Spicy Friday. We'll see how the week goes. Love y'all. Bye.